Robin. I'll be guiding this unwind practice. Unwind is, I guess, a spin-off of yin. It's a little more what we do here. I like to call it personally lay-around yoga, so that's what my family calls it. Let's start with our palms face up, little arm space, little leg space. That palms up position is a receptive position. It also helps the fronts of the shoulders to roll open. Let's start with 3 big audible exhales. So take a big breath in the nose and an out the mouth sigh. Breath in and out. Don't be shy. Breath in and out. So now falling into our Ujjayi breath, which is in the nose, out the nose, pretty constantly. So breath is the key to the whole practice. It weaves every single thing together on the mat here, when we're home, driving, between work, between chores. So as much as you remember coming back to the sound of your breath, coming back to your physical body, and both of those things help us come back to what's real. Any day, but especially times like this, it's easy to let our minds wander to all the what ifs. And then we come back to breath. The sound of our breath is a great anchor. And then just our physical body, the support of the earth under us. The support of those around us, literally and virtually. Create some space between your teeth. And your best time spent might be truly lying here for an hour doing nothing. At home, that's a little trickier than at the studio because there's always something that needs to happen. But lock yourself in the bathroom and lie down. 3 more breath cycles here, and in and out is 1. After those 3, bring soles of the feet together. Let the knees relax open like a butterfly on your back. Blocks might be helpful under your knees, books, whatever you have to keep the knees propped. The blocks have different heights. So much of this practice is discerning discomfort, which is okay as long as you're choosing to stay, from true pain, which is your body's way of saying, not now. So if you do have pain in a pose, come out. If you live with chronic pain, then just try not to make it worse. You can switch up arms here. They could stay right where they were at. You could take a hand to the heart, hand to the abdomen, observe the rise and fall of your chest and belly. And that chest hand, sometimes it's nice to take forefinger and thumb to those collarbones. That little bit of anchor to bones can be nice. You could grab opposite wrist to the floor behind your head, opening up shoulders. Or even prayer hands to your forehead. That little weight can be calming to the nervous system. Finding the top of your in-breath and the bottom of your out-breath. One into the next. When you forget to breathe, because we do, start again, no big deal. A breath in the nose meets a breath out of the nose. Keep bringing the ease down from the crown. Noticing where you might have little pockets of tension, you can send breath to, send a color to, send some glitter to. This practice is not about mastering and conquering. It's about how can I relax a little bit more in my body? How can I breathe a little more freely? How can I be okay with me, with what's going on? And when in doubt, just smile. Tell yourself you got this. So much of life is just kind of psyching ourselves into things. As you sit in a pose, it certainly changes. So where you're fine 4 breaths or 4 minutes ago, you might need to change it. You might need to go more, go less, completely exit. Let's go 3 more breath cycles here. That'll make sure that we keep breathing or we will stay here forever. After those 3, bring knees together. Hands might help them get there. That was a big hold. Good job. Taking feet wide. Let one knee at a time gently drop to the center. Little opposite windshield wiper. And we all have a different pace that we move through our day with. So we're not trying to change who we are. I could walk 50,000 steps in a day and it would get 2 minutes on my exercise watch ring. Let both knees fall to the right and keep them there. So feet wide, knees right, little hang out. You could set that right ankle up on top of that outer left thigh. With that left knee taking some of the weight, be super careful. So if it starts to feel too much for that knee joint, set your foot to the floor, set a block under either of the knees. But feel that stretch in your side body. Feel your side ribs expand on the in-breaths. And on the out breath, let it go. Breath above everything. Keep coming back to that sound, especially when your mind wanders. Feet back to the floor, swishing right to left again. Eventually stopping with both knees going to the left. And then hang out there. Left foot on the floor, left ankle on that outer right thigh. You cannot do yoga wrong. And that's one of the reasons it's so awesome. It is customizable for everybody. Age, shape. And then just do what you can, what you want. Never any shame or guilt about not doing. In a world that pushes and forces, this time off, as horrible as it is, kind of forces a little rest, a little less. Checking in pretty constantly here, and when you go home, your shoulders, jaw, breath. Those are 3 great places to check in with. And you might have a spot that you know is your tension holding spot. Add that to the list. Feet back to the earth, swishing knees alternately. Noticing, what is your body trying to tell you? Knees drawing in towards your center. Give a little rock right to left, massaging that low back out. Being where your physical body is a true gift. To happy baby, knees draw back, heels draw back, they're stacking above the knees, grabbing behind your thighs, your ankles, your flexed feet. It might be inside edge of the foot, outside edge, big toes. Explore. What do you need right now? Which is different than maybe what you do every day, yesterday. Kind of that beginner's mindset, showing up like you've never done this pose. Taking legs up to the sky. Take arms up too and shake. Shake, yeah. Shake like nobody sees you. Shake like you're 5 and you don't care if people see you. Nice. And now take that right foot to the floor. Left ankle up and over like a figure 4. Pigeon on the back. You might feel this in that top leg, left leg, outer hip butt. If you don't, maybe a block or 2 under right foot. If you want a little bit more, bring the right thigh towards you, hug behind right thigh. You could grab the thigh, you could grab shin, you could straighten that leg. So we're trying for a little bit. what even is a little bit, right? We know a lot, we know a little. That whole middle road we explore here. A great way to do this pose at home is setting that right foot to the wall. Right where it is, at knee height. And then you scooch your bum in if you want more feel. You scooch your bum out if you want less feel. And what's awesome about it is you don't need your arms. So your arms can relax while you work low body. That reminder that more is not always better. More breath, more love, those are great things. But noticing how easily that more is better mindset creeps into everything we do. And then decide if you want to believe that. We make thousands of decisions every day. And awareness is key to changing that. To changing, do I want this? Do I not want this? Forehead is soft. Even your lips, they might be touching, they're not pursed. Your teeth never have to touch ever unless you're chewing. Keeping your legs right where they are at. Take your arms out to a T. And then go to the right. So sole of that left foot comes flat to the floor. Toes may be pointing to the side wall. Knee may be lifting. So you're feeling a super nice outer hip stretch. You might put something under that left foot if you want it to get to the floor. It might float. Such a broad range of normal when we practice. We try for a lot of things and some happen and some don't, and so what? So what? I'm fine is a great mantra. Soft toes, keep coming back to breath. It is a great tool and we have it with us always. It's just a matter of remembering. And in the beginning of the journey, maybe you set a timer every hour. Just to check in, what do I need? How are things going? Am I breathing? The more we notice, the more it just becomes our new way. And then back kicking legs up to the sky. Give a good little shake. Yeah, nice. And then other side. See what this side brings. It might need a whole lot more or less. The sides rarely match. Brains like it when things match. They like symmetry and order, and so it's so good for us to show up. The more regularly you practice, the more you notice things change. Some days we drag ourselves through the practice, other days we float through it so easy. One is not better than the other. And actually the more difficult one probably is. Staying when you don't want to stay. Doing the poses you don't super love. It's good for us. A practice like this can be tricky for us who like to move, for those who like to move, because we're here maybe longer than we like. So counting your breaths can be a great anchor. A breath in is 1. A breath out is 2. A breath in is 3. A breath out is 4. Count to 10, start again. If you start to think of something at breath 3, it might be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, over and over. Great. Coming back to bones, your physical body, that's a great anchor. And maybe you put words to your breaths. Your breath in, I am. Your breath out, peace. I am on the in-breath. Enough on the out-breath. So use whatever words resonate with you. You might not even believe the words in the beginning, that's okay. Pretend you're saying those things to your best friend, to your mom, to the people that were super nice to. And eventually they'll believe it. Sometimes the worst at keeping track of time. Arms out to a T, go to the left. Sole of that top foot maybe to the floor, knee maybe lifting, feel that stretch. Listening to your body above everything, not me. Probably not even your thoughts, unless they're the nice ones. Our breath is truly our first line of defense. If you notice your breath being held, sometimes we just forget, start again. Sometimes we're working too hard and we need to change it. Change the pose, not your breath. A squunched up face is another nice thing to notice. your intuition, your gut, it's never wrong. So trust your gut. Trust that little thought, like, I shouldn't do this. Coming back to center, legs up to the sky, shaking it out. And then hug behind your thighs, give a couple rocks front to back, and rock yourself up to seated. And then eventually find your way to all fours. Like a table, fingers wide under shoulders, knees under hips. Moving between some cat-cows. On the in-breath, gaze up, sits bones up, belly drops. Your out-breath, chin down, tailbone down, spine up high. Your full inhale getting you in your pace. Your full exhale getting you out. Noticing where it feels a little sticky. And send a smile there. Normally when things don't feel good, if we have kind of a bum sensation in a hip, a knee, we get mad. You can stick with the up downs. You can add a side to side where hips go right as you gaze left. Hips left as you gaze right. You might draw semicircles with your hips. I love to barrel roll the torso. One direction, the other, just move. Our nervous system likes to move. And then back to neutral. Let's thread the needle. Take that right arm up to the sky on the in-breath. On the out-breath, send it on through between left hand and knee, maybe all the way down to your shoulder, maybe to a block, maybe it floats. Your left arm can stay supporting your neck. It might reach long, palm down. That gives us a nice stretch front to back. Maybe it's a little bind over by your outer right hip. Like Goldilocks, try them all on, stay where you like it a little better. Some poses we might not like at all, and so then you just say, where can I tolerate this, and breathe. Hips can be tall, right above knees. They can be towards your heels, more like a child's pose twist. As we age, it's easy to give our power away to the experts, to our parents, and we bring it back here. What do I need? Left hand comes back. If you moved it, right arm up to the sky, twist it back out, and release. Left arm on the in-breath, sweep it up. On the out-breath, send it on through. Knowing the sides may not match. This type of practice, more yin, more slow, more soft, fits in really nice with everything in our life. That more fast, more hard, more young. And like all yoga, a little bit of yoga is better than no yoga. So even if you made it 10 minutes through a a class. That's great. Be good to yourself. You have to start somewhere, and our yoga takes us right where we're at. We don't have to be anything special to start. If this on your knees is not cool for you, you could do it seated. Cat-cows, you could seat, take an arm over. Make it your own. Right hand comes back, left arm goes up, twisting it out. And release. Press back to a little puppy dog stretch. So it's like a down dog on knees. So you might have to move your hands forward a little bit and then lengthen back. So hips above your knees. Dropping your chest. If you don't like it, don't do it. And then coming back up. If it's in the cards, find your way to down dog, curling toes under and lengthening back. Just a short one. And truly, down dog can be done on knees like we just did. It can be done on forearms if your wrists don't feel great. Pedaling it out back, little shakety shake. Give your head a gentle shake. Come to plank, and then lower down to your belly. Let's go half of a frog on our front here. So bring that right knee forward, straight up off of your hip, your foot right behind the knee. Your chest could be flat, your arms could be any place. Gaze wherever it works on your neck. If you have the flexibility, you could straighten that right leg out a little bit. If you go and you don't like it, go back. Head in any of the directions your body decides. Listening to your body. Where can you relax here? Even if the pose isn't changing, it's internally changing. So as it shifts, decide, do I want to stay here? Do I need more? Do I need less? Should I come out? There is not a right answer. Send breath where it feels tight. For some of us that sounds weird, like send your breath someplace. It's just like a prayer. You send it somewhere and you just know it gets there. The nice thing about recorded practices is you can pause, you can run to the bathroom, you can fast forward. And you can do all that in a studio, we just sometimes don't feel like we should. 3 more breath cycles here, in and out. Yeah, if you're ever needing an audible out with the breath, it's like that Instapot, just letting out the steam. After those 3 breaths, take that right leg long behind you. Take your time. Bending at the knees, giving a little alternate windshield wiper back and forth. Maybe you egg beater the knees, right to left, just around, switching directions. Resting your legs down, let's go to the right arm. So take that right arm out to a T, palm down, either straight off your shoulder or slightly lower. Left hand under your left shoulder, fingers pointing forward, roll yourself over. Left shoulder, left hip lifts. You could bend that left knee and set that foot to the floor behind. Both feet could be down. You just keep your hips down and go until your body stops you. Left hand can stay supporting your neck. Your left arm could take a little bind behind you. I've seen people interlace hands behind them. My shoulders don't like that one. What do you need? If you have a shoulder injury, go slowly. Often there's fear around past injuries. Maybe there's scar tissue. Maybe you should completely skip it. Only you know. Just right, constantly changes. And slowly retrace your steps. That left hand comes back down, back to your front body. Take both arms long behind you, a little superwoman variation, and lift your heart, reach your fingers back, shoulders glide away from the ears, neck easy. And then setting everything down. Left leg comes forward, so now we'll do the legs on this side. Knee straight off your hip like a right angle, foot behind knee, or straighten that leg. Again, the sides often do not match. For most of us, that left hip is a little higher. It might be a lot higher. Who cares? Feeling something and breathing. That's it. If you're tight, you feel it right away, and then you just smile and stay. Personalities show up with us. So if we're competitive, we want to get to the end quickly. If we're critical, we might be really hard on ourselves. So notice and then follow it up with some sweet grace. extend to so many in your life. Shower yourself with a little bit. Because we're all just doing the best we can. In the practice, when things aren't going how we want, we change the pose, we course correct, we start again. Same thing in your life. We're all cooped up with maybe people that we're not used to being cooped up with. If you go off the rails, smile, come back, you're good. This is uncharted territory. Too much in a pose can injure, too much can exhaust. Nothing we do here should hurt us, ideally. We're trying to figure that out during the pose with our breath, with our face, with our intuition. Sometimes it's not until tonight or tomorrow where we're like, oh, shouldn't have done that. Gently extending your leg back. Take your time. They say a lot of yoga injuries happen in transitions of poses. Sometimes we work so hard that we just slump out. Bending at the knees, alternate windshield wiper, egg beater, or make up something. Your body knows what it needs. And then after that leg goes straight, we have the left arm out to a T. Right hand rolls us over. Maybe we're napping. Sides can be ridiculously different, so smile, who cares? Some days it literally feels like you showed up in your grandma's body or your grandpa's body. Like, who is this? Why are you here? Gently back to your front body. Reaching arms long behind you. Towel or strap can be nice as well. Fronts of the shoulders roll open. Heart lifts. Act as if your collarbones are finding length, space between your collarbones. forearms, a little bit of a back bend. So your shoulders are under your, or above your elbows, I guess. The necks are long. You can have your feet hip width or wider. Another option here is taking toes to the side walls, flexing your feet and letting the instep drop down. That brings some external rotation in. We're not forcing the heels down. They'll stop where they magically stop, and then you just hang out, feeling a little inner thigh groin. Your neck long and free. Your jaw easy. If you need a little less, you drop upper body down a little bit. If you'd like a little more, hands could scooch forward, seal, and you could lift up a bit, straightening arms. Playful exploration. If we show up on our mats, thinking playful, thinking fun, thinking free, things just go better. When we show up wanting to be good, right, perfect, kind of bringing all that stuff with us, well, then it's hard. Resting it down. Hips and back bends go so nicely together. Press back to a knee stand. We started really fun and now we're gonna get not so fun. Going into a toes pose. Yay! Yeah, so coming to your knees, curling your toes under behind, sitting back to your heels. Feeling this in your toes. If it's too intense, sit on something or send your hips forward. Again, we're not trying to win the pose. And then let's eagle up the arms. So right arm comes under, hooking at the elbows. Hands might hook, they might not hook, and you might grab shoulders. Both of them, elbows up, shoulders down. Breathing. Foot flexibility, toe flexibility, key as we age. So some of this practice might not even be for now, it might be for decades from now. Switching up the arms, left comes under. The arms are really just a diversion for the toes. And no is a complete sentence, so if you don't want to stretch your toes today, don't. I'm not your boss, I'm not your mama, like do anything. Do nothing. Shoulders. They say we carry the weight of the world in our shoulders. We might be worried about loved ones, ourselves. Breathe and soften. Let some of that go. Release the arms. Set down to the tops of the feet. And then sit back here. So some feet won't go flat. You might have a lift. You might put a rolled mat under your feet. It's a stretch of the foot as well. You might take hands to the floor behind you and see if you can roll the shins up, stretching tops of the feet. You might roll up and nothing happens and then just smile and stay where you're at, but nothing's wrong with you. Setting everything back down. Let's come to seated. Extend legs long, give a nice shake out. Shaking out the legs. We'll start with the left leg long. Right sole of the foot comes in, knees roll open. Start with a flex long leg foot, maybe a bend of that knee. Twist a little bit so your chest is over that thigh. And then lengthen and fold. So start with your low body. Pelvis spilling forward, abdomen touching upper thigh. You can stay tall, upper back tall. You could surrender abdomen, heart, head. That left leg never has to be straight. You might like a block under left knee, under right knee. Yeah, of course. All the knees. Which one? This one. Thank you. Low back length. Either upper back tall or it rounds. What you're doing is perfect. You might feel this, the back of that left leg, your low back, your side body. Moderate feels is what we're going for. That middle road, 40, 50, 60%. As you sit, the pose changes. Do you need more? Do you need less? Do you need to exit? The answers are within. Upper body lifts. Bring the sole of that right foot down, knee lifts, and then take that right foot across your long leg to the floor, knee lifting. So we're going to twist. Yeah, so set that foot down, knee up, perfect. You could keep left leg long on the floor. You could bend left knee and take it over by your right hip. You decide. We'll twist to the right first, the deeper way. So take right fingertips to the floor behind. You can either hug that knee, you could reach around that leg, sits bones up the crown, nice length. Your right shoulder eases back, your gaze follows. Everything stops where it should. Seated twists can be a little more difficult than when we do supine lying down twists. So we're never forcing. We'll get to that place and we hang out. And when you do notice that you're forcing, smile and start again. Stop it. Keeping legs where they're at. Counter twist. So come the other direction. So now left fingertips to the floor behind, lengthen tall, ease, shoulder back, gaze. There's never any question because our bodies tell us where to be. But when we listen, these poses can all be done sitting in front of the TV. You don't need special clothes or a mat. Just sit down and stretch. Coming back to center, gently undo the right leg, give it a little shake out. And now the other foot comes in. So left foot in, left knee open, sitting nice and tall. Both sits bones down. A little twist to the right, and then a hinge. Past the age of cheer tryouts or anything, that right leg never has to be straight again. You might have thoughts of like your coach, your PE teacher telling you how it should be. Feel that nice low back length on the in-breath. On the out-breath, give up some struggle. Shoulders, jaw breath, fingers, toes. Body lifting, bringing that left knee up, setting that left foot across that long leg. Maybe you don't. Sitting nice and tall, left fingertips to the floor behind, twisting over, giving it a hug, reaching around, doesn't matter. Shoulder eases back, gaze maybe follows. Sweet yellow poker face. Whatever is going on your mat, is as it should be. Or rarely do we ever say like, I'm doing a great job. Well, you are. Back to center, counter twisting. Breath does everything we need. It can wake us up, it can calm us down, it's always with us. Calms the nervous system. We sadly live in a world where we might know, like general population, about the vagus nerve, about parasympathetic nervous system, because we live in a state of stress always when we're at the Woodmans, the Aldis. So we use these tools to stop stressing, to start breathing. Back to center, shake that leg out. Let's do one more forward fold, surrender. Bring soles of the feet together like a butterfly, knees open, but keep a lot of space between heels and body. Pelvis spills forward, next abdomen, heart, head, blocks under knees. Can make it nice. Want blocks under knees? No? Okay. You can rest down to forearms, long arms, head head in your feet, like who knows? Who cares? Surrender. That's Zen saying, let go or be dragged. So true, right? Sometimes we're just holding on for dear life. Let it go. Upper body lifting. Undoing the legs, finding your way onto your back is traditional Shavasana. Blocks under knees can make it comfortable, lying on your side, lying on your belly, wherever you can completely relax, go there. Your breath just drops away to just a natural breath. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. That final rest pose at a studio, we do it about 5 minutes. If you rush for time, a couple minutes, you could stay there for 20 minutes. Wiggling fingers and toes, bringing some more awareness back to your physical body. Knees drawing into your center. Taking your time and rolling to the left side comfortably. Finding your way up to seated, legs crossing like a pretzel. This, for most people, is a hip opener, so this is great. A couple minutes of one side and then switch the legs. Spine's tall, hands at your heart center. Take a deep breath in and out. Breath in and out. Breath in and out. Thumb knuckles up to your forehead. Inhale. Exhale. Namaste.
Namaste.
And namaste doesn't mean anything scary. It's just the divine in me honors the divine in you.